The Timberwolves were all business as they came through the tunnel, determined to give their fans a reason to celebrate tonight. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. Alongside Greg Anthony, Coach Stan Van Gundy, and our reporter, the Hall of Famer David Aldridge, I'm Kevin Harlan. And tonight, we'll be joined by the man with his finger on the pulse of the NBA, no one better than Shams Charania. Shams, it is so great to have you courtside with us.
Well, Kevin, thank you so much. Talking basketball is what and honestly, we were born to do, so let's do it.
And look at the guys by our side, man. We all love this game. Let's go right into it. Here's what the Timberwolves have lined up on their schedule. On Tuesday, they'll be taking on Klay Thompson and the Dallas Mavericks. Then on Friday, they'll face off against DeAndre Jordan and the Denver Nuggets.
And that matchup against the Hornets, that one, the 7th on the season for them. The team's still looking to improve each time they take the floor.
Here are the 5 for the Raptors. In at the forward spots, we'll see Barrett and Barnes. Grady Dick is out there with Mitchell. And it's Pirtle in at the 5, roaming the paint. And for Minnesota, Edwards on the wing. He's joined by McDaniels. Randall out there with Gobert. And it's Dillingham in at the point. So Shams, the Raptors finally traded their terrific wings, Pascal Siakam and OG Anunoby. We know how the other teams that got those players made out. New York and Indiana, they were terrific and helped those teams. How did the Raptors make out when all was said and done?
Both of those players were upcoming free agents. It was difficult to judge the trade market. But with that said, the Raptors were able to get draft picks plus young, exciting talent like Canadian R.J. Barrett and Emmanuel Quickley. But let's factor in the biggest key here. It's Scotty Barnes. He is their future. He's their untouchable. He's who that front office feels great about as their cornerstone moving forward.
Love Barnes. Love him.
With his giant frame, Gobert sets a good screen and then just pivots into open position.
Oh, how about using the rim to get some true hang time?
You know, he just wanted to make sure the landing was softer than the takeoff. Now here's Randall. Pass to McDaniels. Gobert with a screen on Barrett. McDaniels offline with his 3. And it's Mitchell with the ball for the Toronto Raptors. Dick finds Barnes. Barrett for 3. Good, and it's Barnes picking up the assist. Barrett's got 5 now. And Shams, nothing gets a workout like your phone. We're talking NBA. We're watching this game. We got this great group here courtside. You've got 2 phones working, and I'm sure there's a 3rd hidden in your bag. Can you estimate how many texts do you send and receive a day? Is there even a number we can put with that?
Kevin, how many texts do you get a day related to NBA info? You're coming at me. You know the job is, it's hundreds of messages flooding my phone on a daily basis, and the screen time usually in busy seasons tends to be closer to 18 to 20 hours, but this is what we signed up for. This is what we love, to inform the audience.
Oh, and I know you loved every second of it.
Short corner, but not an easy corner. Barnes knocking that one down.
And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Thanks. I caught up with Chris Finch. Coach had praise for one of the opponents tonight, the versatile Scotty Barnes. He told me Scotty's somebody that can do it all. He can score, pass, rebound, and defend multiple positions. That's rare for a player his age. So, Kevin, Scotty's still growing as a player.
Thanks so much, David. And here's Randall after R.J. Barrett hitting the 3. Randall passes to Edwards. Nice spin off the left rim and in.
And when you watch Edwards, expect him to get his, a prolific scorer.
Outside Barrett, the 3. Rebound Minnesota. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to Sacramento.
When they ran the offense right, they found some easy shots, but on that occasion, it was few and far between.
Yeah, they had a hard time getting the looks they wanted on offense, and it's hard to get a win when that's the case.
And you see the passing instincts Barrett has. Great at recognition out on the floor.
pass to McDaniels. About 3 minutes gone here in the first quarter. And here's Edwards from the arc. Minnesota gets it back. And a new shot clock of 14 seconds. Some nice ball movement here by the Raptors. And that one's good, Mitchell. You know, Shams, I don't know how many kids grow up thinking they're going to be an NBA insider. But clearly that is something that you probably thought about at one time or another. Did you think that was going to be your path?
Kevin, I knew at the age of 16 years old what I wanted to do, and this path I wanted to take an insider for the NBA because I loved playing basketball, I loved writing, and I had a genuine passion for transactions, for the behind-the-scenes stories. So to be able to tell that story to the fans, I feel like I am one of the fans. That's why I feel like I can relate to the fans, and so that's what inspired me mostly to take this career path that I've taken.
So connected. It is a pleasure reading you and hearing you.
Kevin, appreciate you so much, and just know the stories will keep coming.
And so Chris Finch calls for the timeout. This will give him a chance to discuss some potential alterations. Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Naz Reid, he's checked in for Gobert. Joe Ingles comes in for McDaniels. Alexander Walker, he's checked in for Edwards. And it's Dante DiVincenzo in for Dillingham. Raptors leading by 8. Abaji, the pass to Brown. Got a piece of it. Boucher against Randall. And they pick up 2. Randall's got 7 points.
And the defense cannot underestimate Randall's strength. Pushes right through the contact and gets the shot.
Now here's Barnes. Nailed from three-point land.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
Randall no good. The Raptors have gone 8 of 11 in the first quarter. They'll take that percentage any night. Here's Brown. Good, and it's Barnes picking up the assist. Barnes has got 3 assists tonight.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
Now DiVincenzo. Lets it go with a 3. And Randall throws it down.
Textbook, nice pass, great catch, even better finish.
Dick passes to Brown. Here's Abaji. No good on the last second attempt there. What a performance from R.J. Barrett. He has been the story for the Toronto Raptors. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. Right back after this break. And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for Toronto.
Well, the thing about hitting early threes, it spaces the floor and makes things a lot easier offensively.
And I've really liked how they've moved the ball tonight. Because of this selfless approach, they are piling up the assists.
Hey, Shams, you're always on the pulse of those lead-changing trades. We certainly saw some impactful ones last season.
Across the board, the Pacers, the Mavericks, they made deep runs, and they did so on the back of some big trade deadline moves. Those are transformations that excite all of us to witness. Even New York, getting OG Anunoby at the trade deadline. This is a league that's built on capitalizing at the moment and striking when the iron's hot. We saw multiple teams do that this last season.
Yeah, that trade deadline was phenomenal for those teams you mentioned. Really impactful. Edwards is out there with Dante DiVincenzo. Then it's Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Then it's Naz Reid. And it's Minot in at the 4 spot. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Timberwolves. And the Timberwolves making a change here. Ingles is checked in. Pass to Abaji. Here's Shed, defended by DiVincenzo. And Olynyk kicks to Boucher. From downtown, and that one's good, Abaji. Abaji's got the lead up to 12 now for Toronto. And the influx of international players continues to just fill these rosters in the NBA. And Shams, it has truly become a global league.
It's truly a beautiful thing, right, Kevin? We want sports to bring people together, to really galvanize communities, no matter your ethnicity, no matter your gender, anything. And now I really feel we're breaking down a lot of barriers in the world.
And think, 3 of the top, 5-6 players, we got Doncic. We've got Porzingis, of course, who is such a nice player, but Antetokounmpo and Jokic. I mean, the names go on and on of key contributors to winning teams.
You have to make a case that the world team against the U.S. team, if they were ever stacked against each other, that would be a heck of a game.
You and I would pay for the ticket. I would pay to watch that.
I'm willing and able to pay immediately, Kevin. Sign me up. When are we going?
I hope soon. Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Anthony Edwards is figuring things out. He said there's levels. My first few years, I looked for my shot and nothing else. I've learned that I can't win without my teammates and that I have to throw them the ball too. It's a team game. I know that now. Kevin, I know it too, so I'm throwing it back to you.
And you're the best teammate we could have. Thank you, David. Minnesota with the ball. Raptors knocking down the tray. To the paint. Reed kicks to Ingles, and they get it. Toronto grabs the miss. Abaji's got 4 rebounds in this game. It's stolen by Edwards. From outside the arc, here's Reed, and there's 2 points. Working on the glass, paying off that time.
Just one of many things Reed contributes on the floor. His ability to save plays by just being in the right place.
Now, here's Olynyk, still without a basket. Toronto working the ball around now. Pass to Boucher. Here's Abaji. Now, Olynyk, guarded by Reed. Shot clock at 6. Olynyk the pass to Boucher. And it's off from three-point range. Timberwolves trail by 16. Edwards looking it over. We've got 1:28 left here in the second. Rebound by Olynyk. And Shams, what an absolute delight it has been having you courtside with all of us tonight. Thank you so much for taking time to join us. It has been a true pleasure.
Thanks so much for the invite. I can't wait to do it again sometime. I'm honored. I'm privileged.
Oh, we are going to hold you to that. Thank you again. Always so much fun to have Shams join us. No one with a better pulse on the NBA.
Man, Shams is always the first guy to know about the big moves around the NBA. Love hearing what he has to say.
Looking at who's out there now for the Timberwolves. Gobert, he's checked in for Reed. Randall comes in for Joe Ingles. McDaniels, he's checked in for Edwards. And Dillingham subbed in for Dante DiVincenzo. Now, here's McDaniels. Outside for Randall. No good that time. Good D by Barnes. Here's Abaji. That ball's off target. It's his 3rd miss. He's made 2 shots from the field. Randall passes to Gobert. Here's Dillingham, the 8-footer. And he wills that one in, sinking right through off the back iron.
They are just killing him on the interior.
Pass to Pirtle. Outside, Barrett. Now, Pirtle. Mitchell passes to Abaji. And here is Pirtle. Over in the corner, Barnes. Pirtle dishes to Barrett. Back to Pirtle. Up in time. And that one released in time, but no good. And so it's Toronto out in front by 17 points at the end of the quarter. What a night they've had in terms of their shooting. Everything dropping in for them. And we'll be right back after this.
Good to see you and welcome. A lopsided game through 2 quarters and a big deficit for the Minnesota Timberwolves.
The big reason they're getting washed out, it's been raining threes.
But they didn't know this was coming? They didn't watch the film? Read the scouting report? Come on, man.
And changing it up, my favorite segment, social media posts. So Frisco Kev inquires, if you could pick any era to play in, which would it be?
Let me play back in the early days.
I like to see that too. The way early days when dunking was illegal. You might need to work on your fadeaway, big fella.
Yeah, my fadeaway's better than yours, Kenny.
Thanks for joining us. Now let's toss it to Kevin Harlan for the start of the second half.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. Nice game, great performance by Julius Randle.
In those first 2 quarters, he was pretty much an automatic bucket getter if he got it down low on the block.
Reminds me of the good old days. Feed it to the big and let him work.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. So for Toronto right now, Barnes and Pirtle make up the inside pair. Mitchell is out there with Grady Dick, and it's Barrett at the 3 slot. Toronto leading by 17. Mitchell with it. Outside, Barrett. Pass to Pirtle. Now, here's Barrett. Wants to get it to Barnes and does. For 3, Mitchell. Basket is good. The assist from Barnes. Barnes has got 4 assists now tonight. And the Timberwolves with possession here. Greg, this is some kind of note. Last year, Minnesota, for just the second time, had ever won a series in the postseason.
Yeah, they've been bounced in the first round, 10 of 12 appearances. But last year's team was different. Their elite defense fueled the conference finals run.
I mean, could this be any easier for Gobert? The rim is right there for him.
In the corner, Barrett with it. Stolen by McDaniels. Here's Dillingham. Out to Edwards. 3-pointer. Randle left side. It's good from about 19 feet. Randle's got 11 points.
And we've seen Randle add a 3-point shot. However, this is the area of the court he's most comfortable, that mid-range.
Dick, that's good.
12 straight points off of 3-pointers, and the D looks shell-shocked.
Now here's Edwards. Dick defending. Edwards no good.
Well, it's been a frustrating night for him at the offensive end. Just not able to give them any kind of a lift.
Timberwolves trail by 19. Out to the right wing. McDaniels gets a wide open look. The quick look no good that time. Toronto's gone 2 of 3 when they ventured outside the arc in the 3rd quarter. Gobert brings the double team. And that's out of bounds. It was last touched by McDaniels. And the timeout called by Darko Rajakovic. Wants to talk some things over, might be seeing some things to adjust. Alexander Walker, he's checked in for the Timberwolves. You know, a trend that's been unmistakable, Greg, over the last few decades has been the number of positionless players.
Yeah, and I think that's a great thing, right? So many players now with diversity in their skill set, and there's no need to commit a player to a certain role just based on their size.
And the second free throw, good. And here's Edwards. He'll bring it up for Minnesota. Following this one, they get to host the Mavericks. They'll find themselves in the middle of this string of 3 straight at home. Down low, here's Alexander Walker, and he goes in for the dunk.
Well, for someone who is mostly an off guard, Edwards puts up great assist numbers.
For 3, Mitchell. It's good from long range. Mitchell's got a pair of threes now here in the third for the Raptors.
Out of their last 5 makes, how about all 5 from long range?
And with an update from the sideline, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Kevin, thank you very much. The Timberwolves have become a rough and rugged team. Swingman Jaden McDaniels said, "We don't let nobody push us around. We're always being physical defensively. I feel like we're a tough team, super tough." And Kevin, they certainly have the size to hold their own.
Always being physical. But, David, that's their identity. And we thank you for the report.
Yeah, the D has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the floor.
Barnes finds Mitchell. Good ball movement here by the Raptors. For 3, Barrett. Offensive rebound, Pirtle. And he banks in the layup.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
1:14 left to play in the third. To the middle. Here's Gobert. And slam dunk by Gobert.
And the slam, if Rudy gets that ball anywhere near the rim, he is going to finish it.
Pass to Dick. Barnes dishes to Barrett. And here's Mitchell from the arc. That one is good. He's only missed 1 shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
Oh, great ball movement there.
There's 53 seconds left in the third. Gillingham with it. That's in. Coming off an assist from Randall. Randall's got 4 assists in the game.
Matching baskets from the perimeter, an earmark of today's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
Buries the long-range jumper.
Having a lot of trouble stopping the three-point shot.
For Minnesota, they've gone a solid 6 of 11 when shooting here in the third quarter. Over in the corner, Randall. Outside, Edwards. Tried to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark.
He is really scuffling this quarter offensively. Perhaps a little frustration setting in.
Minnesota's gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. Toronto grabs the miss.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
The 3 from Barnes. Oh, my goodness, with no time left on the clock.
Without a moment to spare, he guts this one out.
What poise, what focus. That's an impressive shot.
Davion Mitchell is feeling it tonight and has been the driving force for the Toronto Raptors. We witnessed him delivering a series of three-pointers as he notched 3 total in the quarter. And we'll be back with you shortly. And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. And Toronto has possession. We've got Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Reed is out there with Joe Ingles. Then there's Edwards. And it's DiVincenzo in at the point guard position. So that's the lineup for Minnesota. Here is Edwards after Toronto got the 3-pointer. A 3-ball. Boucher with the rebound.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Abaji can't get it to go.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't.
And it's a great finish!
Oh, my. Yeah, Edwards has some big bounce in his step.
Nice job capturing the moment on the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. Here's Walter. Edwards defending.
Terrific ball movement leading to the basket. You love to see it.
Brown against DiVincenzo. Ingles with the screen for DiVincenzo. Pass to Alexander Walker. Fires for three. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
That's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Yeah, it's certainly worth it to disrupt the offense. Coaches notice that extra effort.
Brown finds Boucher, Walter, and they wasted no time getting those 3 points back.
And they have been relentless from deep. And you see the defense trying to react, but to no avail.
Look, when the three is falling like this, there's not a whole lot you can do defensively. Well, so far in the second half, he hasn't been able to get another three to fall.
Sinks the triple.
They've given up a lot of three-pointers here today.
And here's Edwards. He'll bring it up for the Timberwolves. Pass to Reed. Here's Ingles. Takes a three. Traps in the tray.
That's inexcusable defense right there. You gotta contest the shot better than that.
Abaji, the pass to Brown. Out to the right wing. Here's Boucher. The shot's good. Brown making the play.
The defense a step slow, and you can see the results.
Here is Edwards. Reed with a screen for Edwards. Got it. Good job in the low post.
What touch. Edwards has mastered just about every shot there is.
Boucher passes to Brown. Here's Abaji. And the Raptors hit again from deep.
And you can tell he's looking for his shot. He just believes in it.
Well, yeah, and the defense is going to have to respond to that and chase him off the arc.
Now, here's Reed. To the inside, here's Alexander Walker. And a good offensive board, and he gets the bucket.
The tenacity on the interior, just battling, bringing that effort and will for second chance points.
Good ball movement here by the Raptors. Here's Boucher, and the Raptors hit again from deep.
Heavy incoming from beyond the arc, a key part of their initiative this entire fourth quarter.
Yeah, it's always a little risky to lean this hard on the three-point shot, but when you're knocking him down, you might as well keep riding.
The wide open look here for Ingles. Boucher with the rebound.
And I'm sure next time he sits down, coach is going to have a few choice words for him with that shot selection.
Yeah, that definitely wasn't the shot they were looking for. You got to keep the ball moving in that situation.
Now, here's Olynyk. Joe Ingles missing his last shot. Just 5 to shoot. Brown outside. Rebound by Alexander Walker. Minnesota's gotten off 4 3-pointers in the final quarter, and 2 of them have fallen.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Raptors.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And every win important, and this one will go down as win number 3.
And so they win their first game against this squad. It's a 2-game season series, and they'll be going for the sweep the next time they face off.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Davion Mitchell.
Every inch of the floor was his tonight as he came out and injected an energy into every play.
Brown dishes to Olynyk. Brown the pass to Olynyk. In the corner, it's Boucher. Launches it, hands it from downtown.
Just a humongous fourth quarter for him, especially
from long range, just in a groove now, and that tray has been deadly.
And so Toronto takes this one, but by a big margin. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
And that about wraps it up. With Stan Van Gundy, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching, folks, on 2K Sports. Now it's time for our player of the game.